Hey, hey, hey! Hi and hello to this evening's best game ever of last 7 day. I would like to remind you, you're watching best of 7, which means we're looking through the best 7 games released last week for StarCraft, and we'll see the best game of today's evening, handpicked by Rainbow, who calls himself also, when he has a drink of this weird, grinny, glowing in the dark potion, he calls himself Mr. Hyde. He calls himself Fatality Man. So Rainbow and Fatality Man have prepared this best replays for last week, and the best of them is Stephano playing as the pink Zerg in the top position of Metropolis map, and his opponent will be MMA, which is Slayer's, you could say, son, but he's not his real son. He was just raised by Slayer's boxer, so he's one of the, I would say, 3 best Terrans in the world. Yeah, he's that good. So Stephano will try to take out MMA. That may be difficult, but well, we didn't come here to watch easy games. We didn't come here for easy strategies. We came here to watch the best performing the worst, or even the best and the worst at the same time, and we'll see how good Stephano does. To start with, Stephano goes to check his opponent. I don't really know why he sent out this probe here, since he will have an overlord checking this really fast, but yeah, he did. So this probe will see the opponent's base a little bit too late. Well, yeah, he'll be able at least to nick some of the damage on this SCV and go inside and see, you're not taking any gases, you sneaky beep. So I'll be able to take an expansion really easy. Now, the recent trend in Zerg versus Terran in general is just to take quick expansions no matter what. So you don't need a spawning pool really fast. You just take the hatchery. You take the bloody hatchery and go. That's what you say in Zerg versus Terran these days. So people just take the bloody hatchery and they go forward with spawning pool a little bit later. Now versus Protoss, that's not really something you want to do unless you're really sure of yourself. And we can also see MMA, as expected, taking a fast expansion. Why he shouldn't be doing this? Ooh. 2 gases, surprisingly, are really quick 2 gases. May MMA be hiding something really sneaky behind this expansion? Because right now, Stephano may be convinced, alright, I saw no gas, I saw 1 barracks, that, well, in my book, that means fast expansion. And yes, there is a fast expansion, there is even a bunker, but I'm kinda expecting some shenanigans going out here. It may even be cloaked banshees. That would be really nice to watch, or it may just be an average siege tank expand, but we'll see that in a second. Right now in Stephano's base, we already have the expansion come up. We already have a spine crawler morphing right there. You can see it moving. Yep. Oh, here's the little sweet thingy. And I will just mention that this spine crawler has become quite of a standard. Back in the days, I'm talking like I was an old man. Back in the days, kids, the spine crawler wasn't a standard, you know. But now in these days it is. So go off, grandpa, and play old games, play Brood War. And now I'm just being hated by all the Brood War players out there. But anyway, Stephano is taking a spine crawler, and that has become a standard for fending off any incoming Hellion aggression. And Hellion aggression is just so popular right now. We see a factory of 2 reactors. We also see a tech lab coming next to barracks. And yes, barracks are parking the way next to the tech lab, so the tech lab will be used by Starport, presumably for producing cloak banshee. Will we have a cloak research right away? And well, we have a banshee to start with, and no cloak. Yes, we have cloak. Yay! That's something we like. So you can notice that this build is really something, because it allows you, well, you are kind of vulnerable to attacks at the start. A really nice placement by of the queen by Stephano, but you are quite prone to attacks at the start, because if Zerg would try to do a Baning Bust on you, you would just be killed right away. But now he is able to produce mass Hellions, and he's also able to go for a very quick cloaked Banshee. So that's a really nice thing to show his opponent. Oh, hey, I've got these boys here, so I'm probably not going anything else. And Stephano is. Either way, Stephano is putting down a Spore Crawler, so he is expecting a Cloaked Banshee, and that's just a good movement by him. Showing how much of a classy player this is. Now let's see where the Cloaked Banshee will go. Oh, he will wait for the Cloak to finish first, and he will wait for 3 Banshees. I think 3 is just a magic number. Don't ask me why there are 3 races to pick from, so people just go for 3 of units before they go attack sometimes. Now what Stephano should probably want to do at this point in time is what he's precisely doing, getting another expansion, because a Zerg always wants to be 1 expansion ahead of his enemy, and that's exactly spot on what Stephano is doing. That's just terrific. Right, so we have this attack of Cloak Banshees going into MMA's into Stephano's direction. Will he be able to handle it? I'm quite sure he will. But the cloak is already on. Oops, oopsie daisy. He has a detector. That's not really good. That's not so good at all. Wow. One of these boys really got killed in action. So he of course will be able to pick off some workers. That's all goodness. But on the other hand, not that many, and he'll be able to lose, well, he will lose one of his Banshees, but on the other hand, they paid off quite nicely, I must admit. One of them has 8 kills, the second one has 5, that's 13 kills in total. Some of that is Zerglings, and also he's able to harass this base. Masses of Zerglings are just making their way across the map to MMA's base, or not, just to the general direction of having this Zelnaga tower. Cloak is still being used. I don't really know why. And strangely enough, Stephano decided not to cancel this hatchery, which is a big mistake, because the hatchery goes down alongside with one of the Banshees, but that's not really important when you have taken out one of the enemy's bases. And well, you can see Stephano putting a Cryptomore here just to save the day. Oh, just got killed. Doesn't matter at all. And MMA of course is also taking another expansion. Stephano tried to punish that, but the timing was just slightly awkward, so he wasn't able to. A really nice wall off at the front, not too much, not too little, and it's just enough to defend against Stephano. And well, I must say the Banshees have really paid off for themselves. They've done so much damage for such a low cost. They destroyed an expansion, they killed lots and lots of workers, they forced an enemy to do many Spore Crawlers and detectors. Oh, we have Banelings making their way across the map, but no, they were stopped. And Hellions will be trying to pick off single enemies there, but not with too much of a success. Now MMA needs to be careful, because there are infestors on the other side of the map, and infestors are really dangerous. But that's just MMA's way of keeping his opponent inside his base, and I must say he did really succeed with that. So well done, MMA. And now Stephano is doing something really strange, because he takes a base near his enemy's base. Okay, that's called Ninja Expansion, and then some of your kids may want to learn how to do that. And we have another set of harassment with Banshees. Of course, they are now exposed. The cloak isn't that much of an use when you are all covered in fungi. And Stephano, MMA is now making his way along with his Marines, but that wouldn't be a smart thing to do, this engagement, because there are just too many stalkers. But wow, nice luring of the enemy. Did you see how he just got a little bit of that army following here. Most of the army was getting back to its base, to its home planet, you can say, mothership or whatever these aliens have, and just some of it, just barely enough, was killed off by this small force of MMA. Not so small right now, but it was considerably small while he was doing the tactic. We have one medivac with some very injured marine inside. Luckily, these very sexy medics will be able to help him, so he's just one lucky bastard inside that ship. Now, we see MMA doing scouting with his SCVs. Strangely enough, okay, you can scout with SCVs, why not, if you can afford that, and he's nearly maxed out. Stephano, who's the inventor of this, you know, a very fast maxed out Zerg army, is now having trouble because he's on 150 when his opponent is nearly maxed out. That's not a really good place to be in, but well, he defends. The one thing he does really well is he doesn't overcommit. He could easily overcommit, he could try to defend it all, he could try to kill off the enemy, but he knows he needs to stay put, he needs to wait for this perfect moment to happen, and that moment will be happening rather soon. Now, the interesting thing happening for Stephano right now is he's getting ultra risks, which will be a big surprise to MMA. You wouldn't expect ultra risks in the 15th minute of the game, but yeah, you'll get some. So there are many Zerglings right now on the way, alongside with Chitinous Plating, which is the upgrade for Ultralisks, and also Stephano defending some drops because he doesn't have much choice. He has lost the base, the ninja expansion that has mined for so long, but that is also okay in his current position. The question is how many Ultralisks and when will he get them, if he'll get them in time, and how much of unused will they be in the engagement, because well, MMA is maxed out, he knows about that, he goes for an attack here, he even has siege tanks. I don't know if that will be enough for lots and lots of Ultralisks. My goodness, there are so many Zerglings out there. And we have Ultralisks on their way right now for Stephano, and it seems that the main engagement of this match is just ahead of us. Four Ultralisks being made right now. Stephano needs to cancel his expansion, at least one of them. He tries to lure the Terran back. Oh, don't look there. Don't look there, mate. I have more interesting things to do here. You should be more interested in what I do here. But no, Stephano decides to go for the main push with an Ultralisk just as the upgrades finished, and he just demolishes his enemy's army with massive fungal growths, and these bad boys are doing so much damage. Really nice played by Stephano, defending with a smaller army, but it may have been smaller, but it was superior in technology. And think about it, MMA just wasn't able to push with pure marine siege tank into what was a line of really hard Chitinous plated, yeah, Mark 5 Chitinous plated Ultralisks. Alright. So Stephano tries to take that base again, and of course we have MMA taking his base in the middle of the map, because why not? He should be taking it. He needs more bases. He's in a desperate need for more resources, and he'll be starting to crawl along the map again. Now, the thing that you may see in Stephano's army is, okay, it is quite strong, but this is not a maxed out army, right? I don't see 200 on 200 for 200. I only see some units, and Stephano is behind in supply, which of course MMA will exploit, because MMA has multitasking good enough to harass from multiple directions, and he again forces a cancel on this expansion. Of course this will be taken out. Ooh, these marines are just getting wasted here, as well as this drop most likely. Nope, another drop trying to get here, but there are some very nice infested Terrans that fend off the Vikings, and there is one lost bad boy here that tried to do some damage but didn't succeed much. Right, so to summarize the game right now, MMA has a bigger army, he has more stuff, he can attack from more direction, and he even goes for 2 nukes. Where are these oh, here they are. 2 nukes in production now. Nukes in this level of gameplay, you don't see that often, so we may see something really nice here or something terribly wrong. Either the way, we will have fun, because that's what today's show is all about. Now, Stephano is slowly crawling to 200 supply. Of course, MMA is trying to exploit him by doing multiple drops with siege tank, with marines, with everything he has. A very nice fungal growth, and lots of units will be dropped here. Or maybe not. MMA, I think he had a moment of hesitation there. He wasn't sure. Now we have something. That's something. We have one nuke going down here, and the second one is, where's the second nuke? God damn it! On the workers. So now the first nuke misses, the second nuke will miss too, but there's a third nuke on the way of the workers. Will he notice that? Yeah, well, he didn't notice it, but it was enough to stop him. And will the nuke hit? Yes, it hits in the middle of Stephano's army. So good. Now that ghost can go back home and tell a story if he even reaches home. Stephano is suffering from the lack of just detection, and MMA just exploited him so much right now. Now this one shot, I wouldn't call it lucky. I think he was planning on hitting the workers that were on the way, but no, he instead hit the main army. Most of the Ultralisks got really scarced right now, and Stephano is having trouble again. Now we see MMA taking another base and another. Stephano, wow, that's a persistent bastard. He takes another expansion right here, so he can just annoy his enemy really, and he can prevent him from taking one expansion to start with. Okay, that is some form of a tactic. I will not say against that. We have a sensor tower in the middle of the map, so MMA will be prepared for anything that Stephano may throw at him. At least he'll know from what direction this is coming. And just the general sense of this game is that even though Stephano is defending extremely well, it is MMA who's in the real lead, and Stephano has spent so much of his resources for really expensive units. You see Banelings, which are not that expensive, but they are must. We see Infestors and Ultralisk, so that's a lot of gas just there. And he'll be trying to make his way forward. Very smart invested Terrence, preventing the siege tanks from doing too much siege damage, and just, you know, checking off his opponent's defensive abilities. A really nice fungal here, and Ultra is already back home to defend this. Okay, that's just good enough. And 2 more ghosts on the way. Do they have? Yes, they have 4 nukes. That is something. You must say that MMA is either, you know, genius, or he is trying to publicly humiliate his opponent, which he nearly succeeded of. Will this ghost get all these workers? Yes, he does get all these workers. 22 kills just like that, and another drop right here in the middle of where the previous nuke has landed. Whoa, these infestors are, whoa, that was close. These infestors were really close to their sudden demise, but no, they defended after all. And we have these poor couple, well, we have a couple of blokes here that think that they are cloaked, so they can do anything they want. And they even do an EMP on the infestors, but that's not too much of a damage they will be able to perform. Yep, that was a very nice move. 1 fungal growth and blowing off a bailing. Another sneaky nuke, but it didn't do that much damage. Very nice drop defense by Stephano. He does so many fungal growths just as the opponent's army tries to unload, and very good unit control. So Stephano is mostly mixed with Ultralisks and Infestors right now. That's not a mix we see that often. And just to mention, he has lost his base again, but then it has bought him some more time to delay his opponent. Now, what is extremely unusual is Stephano is 145 supply right now, but he's just so superior in terms of what is his army composition that MMA just can't really touch him. I'm not saying Stephano would be able to crush MMA in his current defense line, but yeah, well, Stephano has a superior unit composition, and he has risked a lot by going these very fast ultralisks, but it really paid off, and he was able to defend very effectively, and well, yeah, he's just able to keep up with MMA right now. Too many sensor towers coming down here. I don't know, is this MMA showing off, or he just doesn't have an idea what to do with his resources. Either the way, we can expect the main engagement right about time, because well, you see that there's not too much you can do at this stage of the game. Stephano is still having trouble with his supply. There's even one queen sacrifice, well, either sacrificed or just lost due to not paying proper attention, but Stephano is waiting for this one perfect moment for engagement. If he goes there with a good engagement, and if he goes there, snipes off all of these siege tanks, that will be, well, that may win him a game, but on the other hand, it may be rather difficult. He even says, haha, in face of the danger, why would he not? And also Stephano defending this drop really nice, even though this drop is fully secured by the siege tanks. Yep, he's trying to lure the Zerglings here, but Stephano isn't that stupid. Now the real question is how Stephano is about to crush his opponent. We will probably have, yeah, lots of infested terrains, and that's a moment where Stephano picks to attack. Some of the units are caught up on the ramp, but that's no biggie. All of the siege tanks got annihilated so fast, and Stephano, well, he's still down in supply, but my goodness, has he paid off for his army? Well, Stephano is... he just refuses to die. Why would I care for nukes? Why would I care for ghosts? Why would I care for maximum supply? I'm just that good. So this is what Stephano's plan for the game is, and well, if he does it right, if he fully commits to an attack right now, he may be able to kill off the siege tank, but I'm afraid he loses just too many units right now. He got back with his supply. There are too many snipes right here trying to get these ultralisks down, but so many snipes are just not enough, and ultralisks are also slowly regenerating, so Stephano doesn't care that much. So that's a very long and tense engagement we are observing here. This is a very technical game. There are lots of details you may not be noticing, but both of these players know exactly what they are doing, and we have a nuke in front of Stephano's base. Now, will that ghost survive? I don't think so, but the nuke just forces the engagement, because Stephano knows, alright, if not now, then when, and it seems no, not now. We'll pick when. This nuke doesn't do anything, and Stephano stands with his army. He knows he has to move, otherwise he'll just die. He isn't sure where the nukes fall, but also MMA picking a perfect spot for taking the engagement inside here. All of the units are just trapped. He uses the snipe so much, there are fungal growths but none left, and just barely, Stephano survived yet another attack, but his 105 supply against 170, that's just not what it needs to be in order to win a game. And now MMA, freeing up some of his supply, is transferring that into Marauders and more siege tanks in order to get rid of these ultralisks. We even see Mana Mules, and that's probably close to the demise of Stephano. He has defended extremely well, but MMA with superior macro power right here, he's just using this to scout. Why not? You know that this is a real Mana Mule. And another ghost it is being healed by Medivac, so you see, you have betrayed your own kind. You have betrayed your own kind with this green beam. Yeah, you showed the enemy where he is. the medivacs shouldn't be that stupid. But anyway, Stephano has shown us some really great defensive skills, but MMA is just so far ahead. There's another engagement, another drop, another nuke, and he's even building a command center in front of the whole line. And there is one drop. Wow! This ghost is legend. Wait for it, Derry, because he killed so much. He killed so many units, and Stephano is being just finished off right now. But you must say MMA is just barely able to afford that. Let's just look at his unit composition. He has 67. Well, he has a lot of units, but he's just constantly trying to make his way along the map. And we have well played, good luck by Stephano, who has been beaten by MMA after what has been the most spectacular defense that we ever saw so far. So well played, Stephano. You said well played to your opponent, but my goodness, man, that was some defensive skills. And Stephano was just keeping up, even though he was constantly below the supply of the enemy. He was constantly keeping up just with technology and the unit composition he had. These Ultralisks did a really good job, but then MMA has exploited them in that really tight spot where they all tangled together and they couldn't get the enemies killed. So that just didn't work out for Stephano. Maybe with Heart of the Swarm, with that upgrade to the Ultralisks that allows them to just jump from below the ground, that would be nice. That would probably work better in that situation. But here, MMA has shown his superiority, and then he didn't win just because he had a bigger army. He won because he had so many expansions in the background, so that was the main cause for his success. And that was the best concluding match of tonight's show. So I hope you liked it. I hope you liked it in English, and I really hope for you to leave your comments. Now we'll be finishing off this recording that goes to YouTube, but I'll get back to you and we'll talk for a little bit in Polish, so you can express your concerns or your hopes and dreams in Polish, and we can talk like good buddies like we always do. So take care, guys, and see you next time. Bye bye. Yegwen signing off.